Good afternoon, dear students. My name is Rajneesh Tyagi, and I welcome to you all for the online classes once again. The chapter The Enemy. Here we go for the next paragraph today. Near the kidney, all thought left him. He felt only the pursued pleasure. He probed with his fingers, delicately familiar with every atom of this human body. This old American professor of anatomy had seen of that knowledge. Ignorance of the human body is the surgeon's cardinal sin. He is still right now remembering a lesson which had been taught by his professors during uh, his medical education. He has learned that time his professor taught him that if you are going to ignore any wounds, any surgery during the operation, it is the most and significant and the very bad sin of the world. You're going to be a sinful person, you will be a sinner. So do not try to ignore any wounds, any stitches, any wounds, any uh, surgery. If you will do that, like if you will go for these activities during the surgery, you will be a bad person, you will be a bad doctor, you will be the part of the sin. He had thundered at his classes year after year to operate without as complete knowledge of the body as he as if you had made it anything less than that a murder. And it is seems to it seems to be just like a murder, because you are the one only who have ignored that wounds, who have ignored that surgery. If you do such activities, so you will be counted as a murder. So that was the situation for Dr. Sadao. Now he cannot ignore any wounds for his safety also, because he was doing his surgery, and he has to clarify all the things properly for him and for the welfare of his career. It is not quite at the kidney, my friend, Sadao murmured. It was this habit of murmur to the patient when he forgot himself in an operation, my friend. He always called his patients, and so that he did, forgetting that this was his enemy. And during the surgery, he was most of the time talking to with his patient, and he used to call him only a patient. He doesn't call him any friend, he doesn't call the name of that person. Even he has forgotten that he was the enemy of that person, and he used to talk to with him friendly. Then quickly, with the cleanest and most precise of incisions, the bullet was out, and finally the bullet was out from his body, and the operation and the surgery was successful. The man queried, but he was still unconscious. And nevertheless, he muttered a few English words, and in his unconsciousness, he was saying something which was not clarified to Dr. Sadao also what he was saying, but he was murmuring in his mouth, and he was unconscious, but he was safe right now. Guts, he muttered, cooking the god. My God, Sadao, Hana cried sharply. And Sadao cried sharply when he listened that word, my gods, and cooking. He was totally surprised. The man sank again into a silence so proud that Sadao took up his wrist. Hitting the touch of it, yes, there was still a pulse, so faint. And Sadao checked that patient again, and he was still faint. He was unconscious. So feeble, but enough. He wanted the man to leave, to give hope. And that was the tendency of Dr. Sadao. He wanted to make him conscious, and he wanted to save his life. But certainly, I do not want this man to alive, he thought. But certainly, he was scared. When he came to know that this person is going to be alive, suddenly he thought that he should not be alive on this earth, because it is the human tendency. We scared, we feel mercy, and that was the time for Dr. Sadao when he was feeling with this care, when he was scared due to that person. No more anesthetic, he told Hannah. He told to Hannah, no more anesthetic, please. He turned as swiftly as thought he had never pursued. And from his medicines, he chose a small vial and from it filled a hypodermic and they thrust it into the patient's left arm. Then, putting down the needle, he took the man's wrist again. The pulse under his fingers fluttered once or twice and then grew stronger. And it was the time when the situation and the condition of that patient was going to be improved, and he was safe, he was alive, and the condition of that person going to be very good because of that. The operation of Dr. Sadao. This man will live in spite of all, he said to Hannah and signed. The young man walked so weak, his blue eyes so terrified when he perceived. And finally, the man came to in the consciousness, and what they seen, and they have seen that the man was when the man was woke up, he was looking so weak, and the eyes were blue color eyes was terrified with the when they perceived, they saw that the eyes were terrified that time. Where he was, that Hannah felt compelled to apologize. She herself served him, for none of the servants would enter the room, and she instructed to the servants, please do not get the entry in that room. When she came in the first time, she saw him summon his small strength to the prepare for some fearful thing. Don't be afraid, she begged him softly. She was trying to make herself understand that I should not afraid because of that person. We should not be afraid. How come you speak English? He gasped. I was a long time in America, she replied. Then the person, that white man, wanted to know that speak, how do you know that how to speak English language? And she told him that I have been for a long time in America, that's why I can speak English also. She was that he wanted to reply to that, but he could not, and so she knelt and fed him gently from the proclaimed spoon. He ate unwillingly, but still he ate, and that was the surprising thing for the whole family members, that Hannah served him with politely, and he was also eating that food without any doubt, without any complaint. Now you will soon be strong, she said, not looking him and yet moved to comfort him. And she went back to her room and also said, you will become strong very soon. You just don't worry. You are safe now. He did not answer, and he didn't answer of that question or of this commitment. Or when Sadao came in the third day after the operation, he found the young man still sitting up, his face bloodless with the effort. Lie down, Sadao cried. Do you want to die? He forced the man down gently and strongly and examined the wound. You may kill yourself if you do this sort of things, he scored. Sadao was surprised that person was not paying full attention to his wounds. And he said, do you want to kill yourself? Because the behavior is not going to be very good to your wounds, to yourself. So please just to take care of yourself and try to help us. What are you going to do with me? The boy muttered. He looked just now barely 17. Are you going to hand me over? And he was asking what you are going to do with me, sir. You are going to hand me over? For a moment, Sadao did not answer, and Sadao was surprised at what to say now. He finished his examination and then pulled the silk quilt over the man. He checked him properly and put on the quilt on the body of that person, on that white man. I don't know myself what I shall do with you, he said. I really don't know what I have to do with you. Actually, I ought of course to give you to the police. I think sometime that I should surrender to you. I should send you to under the constructions of under the police. You are a prisoner of war, not. No, do not tell me anything. He said, please do not try to say anything to me. I do not try to explain anything for me. He put up his hand as he saw the young man was about to speak, and he closed his eyes when he was trying to say something. That young man, do not even tell me your name unless I ask it. If I don't ask your name, please do not try to tell me your name also. I am not interested to know anything about you. They looked at each other for a moment, and then the young man closed his eyes and turned his face to the wall. Then, for a moment, they were looking to each other, and after 1 or 2 minutes, the young man turned his face and was looking to a wall. Okay, he whispered, his mouth a bitter line. Outside the door, Hannah was waiting for Sadao. He saw at once that she was in trouble, and Hannah was still troubling. She didn't feeling so good with the presence of that white man. And Sadao Yumi tells me the servants feel they cannot stay if we hide this man here anymore, she said. And that lady that Hannah wanted to tell him, if you will stay for a long time, this man in this house, the Yumi, and along with her, all the servants will not going to stay with us. She tells me that they are saying that you and I are so long in so long. So they were having problems, and Hannah wanted to make him understand, please release this person to the police now, and we should inform to the police if we are going to stay with him anymore. It is not going to be good for us. So dear students, it was the explanation of the day, and this is the question of the day to all of you, that why did Sadao save the life of white man? Give your answers in the comment box. I will be waiting for you there, and stay healthy, stay wealthy at your home, and enjoy your life, enjoy your studies. God bless you all. Take care. Bye bye.
सुनो घंटी बजी स्कूल की, चलो स्कूल तुमको पुकारे। पल 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 रोशनी जो मिली स्कूल की, जगमगाओगे तुम बन के तारे।